Welcome to the Game Fuel Marquee match. Now, I know our first two matches didn't have many implications when it came to Major 5 or the playoffs, but Joe, it's a very different case here. Let me break down everything here for you. So when it comes to Major 5, right now, Ultra 4-0 in the group, Empire 3-1 in the group. If Empire win this, they'd hop up and take the first spot. When you talk about playoffs and the overall points for the year, Ultra are up 5 points. So an Empire win here to bump them up there as well. So it's big for both teams, but Empire could hop them at the major and hop them right now in the champ standings with a W. This will be fun.
Yeah, it should be. And let's not forget the last major, these teams battled twice. It was two game fives. One went the way of Toronto Ultra, the other Dallas Empire. So it's a bit of almost a rivalry now between these two teams. The way that they've played the matches have been excellent.
Yeah, well, right now it kind of feels like it's like FaZe and everyone else at times, and the couple teams that are really in the hunt right behind them, yeah, you'd say like your Optic, your Empire, your Ultra, like they're gonna have these natural rivalries because you're all kind of battling to be in that spot to be the team that maybe plays FaZe in a final. At least that's how it's kind of been this year. But let's look at our Game Fuel featured player, and one of the most fun people to watch in the entire esport. If you're new to this, if you're old to this, you can appreciate his POV. It is going to be Shotzzy, MVP last year, in the top 5 for MVP this year. He's incredible.
No, he is, and I think just a lot of people, let's not forget, Dallas is the only other team to make two major finals, right, with stage 1 and stage 4. And I know maybe stage 1, it was a lot about Hook and what he was doing, but he was the number 2 guy, and he's just been consistent for this team. And now with Vivid joining the roster, what we saw in stage 4, what we saw at major 4, the guy was hitting a new level. His hardpoint has been improving, but his S&D and control both in the top 10.
It's interesting. It's like he's had to do kind of a similar thing the last 2 years, right? Like he started off maybe as a more OBJ-minded kind of sub, and then he transitions to be the guy by the end of the year. And we know he's absolutely capable of it. But let's meet the team. We're talking enough about Shotzzy. Let's check him out. Let's look. Dallas Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open.
What a brilliant three-piece!
Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Dallas Empire looking to put themselves in a position to maybe make a run to their 3rd final of the year. First or second, you're in the winner's bracket, right? But you want to get yourself the best chance, maybe have a bye. We've seen it's worked out for FaZe. They win a couple series, they're in the final. So you want to get to the best spot you can. They got a chance to do it here.
Yeah, I think what's big for them too is sort of their preparation, right? This is another team we saw last year with sort of their system, with their coach in Rambo. If they have a day to kind of see the gameplay and see who they're going to face, so all right, what maps and modes are we going to be playing? What did we see yesterday? How can we counter that? I think that's huge for them. I really do. So yeah, for Dallas Empire, a win here puts them in a great position for Major 5.
Yeah, and I want to see both sides of it. Like we've seen, kind of the run where you're playing a lot and the run through losers. I want to see them in a top position, how they'll play with that extra prep. I'm curious to see how it goes. But they're going to be playing against Toronto Ultra on the other side of it. They had 2 behemoth matchups at the last major, 2 of the most fun series I've casted the entire year. Looking forward to this one. Let's see if they can get it done. Empire will be facing off against Toronto Ultra. Let's meet the team.
Too fast, I'ma zip right past, drip all on my swag, why you tryna size me up, you don't wanna try your luck, hot as a stove, what did you know, burn like coal, yeah, you know I go, way too hot, yeah, I really too cold, I'ma keep going till I hit my goals, better get back when I'm in my zone, do it for the ones that I know back home, did it myself, they ain't put me on, don't you call back if you hear that tone, another level.
Toronto Ultra. They're very familiar with this matchup. As of late, what a gauntlet it was. But Bance, Cammy, Kleenex, and Insight, they haven't been able to do. They got the win, which is better. But, they're looking to get back to a major final as well. Haven't been able to revisit that glory since the win. And a guy that was a big part of the turnaround with the team, Bance on your screen. He started rough, but my God, did he come alive.
I mean, besides Atlanta FaZe, they have been the most consistent team since stage 2, right? I mean, I know they haven't made
100%.
another major final, but they've been top 3, they've been top 4. They've been great throughout the stages. Undefeated here, undefeated last stage. And now we're taking a look at the game fuel keys to victory for Toronto Ultra. And well, the 2 series, at Major 4, they lost both controls. That's one thing. Kleenex struggled in both, hit a .69. So looking for him to turn things around. Cammy to stay aggressive in S&D. He leads Toronto in first bloods with bans. Be ready for early gunfights with Crim and Illy. We know how aggressive those two like to get. And be ready for Empire to counter their breakoffs, especially in control. Ultra have some of the most fun breakoffs that lead to those easy defensive rounds for them. Look for Empire to try and switch things up.
And I know Ultra likes to play with some pace at times, and Cammy will take any gunfight on the map, but I think they're a little bit more disciplined than Empire at times. Do you foresee them more playing into that, or try to just keep playing their own game against Empire?
I think Cammy, I think they can play with that, but yeah, they are a bit more of a disciplined team than what we've seen from like Crim and Illy at times.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering like if they just get kind of sucked into playing like that, or if they try to keep a little bit more control. But we'll see how it goes over the course of it. But now for our game fuel keys to victory for Dallas Empire, Joe, what'd you think?
Well, so far throughout stage 5, I mean, you can see that Illy has been a beast. His KD at 1.15 and hardpoint wins, he has a 1.37. So he's playing some of his best hardpoint throughout the year, if not his best. Use that aggression and pace to keep Insight uncomfortable, especially in search. That's where he has a 1.52. If you can get those first bloods, can you put him in a 1-on-2 situation, because you do not want him to get to his spots and then stay composed if they go down early. We saw it at the major. They lost the first map 250 to 69. They lost map 2. They were able to bounce back from that. So never count Empire out.
God, I got no idea how this is going to go. But as we said, implications on both Major 5 and also for the playoff. As we get ready for the hard point, before we get there, we're going to take a look at the quick scope presented by Scuff. And I think this will probably illustrate what you were talking about a bit with the consistency of Ultra over the year. But Empire still have the hard point, and while they started out really, really strong at hard point at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, they've bounced back really in search and control, but that's where Ultra, well, I mean, they're probably, number 2, top 3, I'm sure in both of those. S&D 34 and 20, Ultra 27 and 14 in control. They have that edge. But we're playing raid control in this one. Empire have a lot of reps. It's not a positive one where they're 8 and 10, but some solid maps here early on for Dallas Empire.
So what do you think happened with Illy in the sense of we know Bance was struggling, and he talked about the fact that whether it was a breathing exercises, not getting too, as the kids call it, twisted before the match, just trying to be a little bit more focused and calm really helped him, and the confidence really came back. Illy's numbers have gone up drastically. What do you think was like the key for him?
I mean, it could just be something that they've worked on, right? I think maybe you look at like kind of Optic, right? It's not the traditional AR duo between Formal and Dashy, but what have we noticed, especially lately? Dashy's really, they found out how to slow things down at the right moments, and I think that's what you've seen from both Crim and Illy. Don't lose those spawns. Okay, when you don't need to take a gunfight, when do we just need to slow down an L trigger? When is that time? Because you've seen it on the Ultra side. Insight's so patient, right? And then when he gets to his spots, he starts to pop off. You've seen that from our season phase. There has to be an AR who plays a little bit safer, and I think those two really had to figure things out, and you're starting to see it a little bit more.
So I guess what I was looking for is I think Bance's improvement was more a mental thing in my eyes. I think it's far more a gameplay thing with Illy.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Or maybe it has just been like a mental thing where he's had to get to his mind, where he's always been so aggressive. He was that flex player. And it can be tough to just be like, me slowing down, trying to slow down. Sometimes you feel like you aren't helping your team. That could be a tough battle, but he's not slowing down here at the start. It's 2 quick kills for Illy, but you do see Insight. He actually gets a spawn behind Dallas Empire. I do not know if they're going to be ready for this.
Well, quickly you said too. I'm sure they go hand in hand. Like it's probably a little bit of both, like the mental and gameplay side of it. Okay, so probably a little bit of both, like most things in life. But Illy is snapping right now. That is number 5. Are you kidding me? Woo! We were just talking about him, and he's showing up.
But again, getting to his spots, and then he's playing his life. He's playing the position, and then it also helps when you aren't missing. But 5-0 start. You do see Cammy. There's a gunfight win. He recognized the pinch was coming on through, but a huge gunfight for Cammy as the trade's now starting to go down inside of kitchen.
So far, they've traded well, and flank should be here for Kleenex. He's at least able to take that one call the next to his teammate. Shotzzy still manages to get one, even though he got tagged up, but you've got control early if you're Ultra, trying to bounce back from the incredible hold from Empire. A nice start for Illy, a big part of that. Now to our game fuel feature player in Shotzzy. Position like kitchen where he wants to get in and get working. His movement, some of the best in the game. He's so weak though, he doesn't really get a chance to get going.
Yeah, Insight and Kleenex maybe just, they started to push out, and that's what Ultra wanted to do. They wanted to flip these spawns. They wanted Empire spawning towards back kitchen. Nice job bouncing back for Ultra, but now you got to be careful because with 20 seconds left, you can see what Empire's doing. They are trying to fly across the map.
We'll see if they can get across. His Insight will try to stop that from happening. And, well, he's going to get a poor timing as he looks to get through. And Empire get all the kills. They've surged into Garage. They won the big gunfights to get here. I've always thought about that with COD, though. Like, when somebody's hot and you want to slow them down, whether it's a Shotzzy or an Illy, like, the fact that, like a sport, like, you can tell who it is, right? They look different. Or in certain, I don't know, like an Overwatch or something, it's different players. Like, everything being kind of the same here, probably it's, I don't know, a little harder to isolate someone than maybe in some other titles.
Yeah, but I think what they're doing, what you're seeing, just what we saw with Insight, right? This is a guy, when he gets to his spots, that really starts to pop on up. But if you're winning rotations, you're not allowing him to get there. And that's what that aggression, that pacing, they're so fast. Boom, okay, 15 seconds left, let's get across the map. They're able to do that. Shotzzy has the one-on-one where, Insight's trying to back up into Garage. And that's what you want. You want to catch him. And they've been almost perfect so far as Empire with a 90-point lead.
You said it best, almost perfect, up 90. Empire rolling off the hot start. Let's get to an Astro Gaming Listen-In with Dallas Empire.
No, take it right here. They have two troopers in on this.
I'm in kitchen, Cammy, one shot, absolutely. They're two in kitchen.
I'm trying to get to the back. Yeah, one more money.
I'm in the back,
but they know I'm in the back.
I'm looking kitchen.
Give me one check kitchen. Give me one check kitchen.
Yeah,
money, money, me. There's one in there.
Weak on time.
There's one out. Yo, take your time here. Take your time. There's two on time. There's two on time.
I'm one shot. And hot.
Yeah, one's weak.
Queen is weak.
You're gonna be front.
Coming.
Give me front after that.
Hey, watch me.
Coming.
I'm gonna lay down. They already give me. Oh,
Yeah, I'm watching you. Weak inside.
Watch out,
Oh, no, one's outer left.
Outer left not peeking.
Okay,
Outer left,
deep
Cammy,
breath.
one shot.
Hey, take it.
Maybe it's one shot.
Yo, one's in your time.
Check your if we can. He's got her.
Yeah, watch her.
When is he? He's like.
He dead.
Oh, she's doing. Alright, what do you
I'm
do?
running back line.
Water steps, Cammy dead.
Alright, so what do you do? Let's stop on this guy. He's new.
Yo, watch your back at
Yeah,
G.
I'm
He's not in new. They're gonna be kitchen. I mean, one in.
Stop, right?
I'm taking her out poster, guys. You guys play that time. I'm taking her out poster.
Yo, what's in kitchen? I heard him slide. I'm holding out a ring right now.
I got a trophy down, Reese. I'm looking money.
Let me know when you have water. What is that?
He's
Yeah, random water stairs, one shot bans.
Take your time, Porter. Laundry deep.
Kitchen.
Yeah, posters and one's basketball.
Water stairs, one shot bans. One guy's
Two posters.
Bans, one shot, water steps.
Yo,
you got rock.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Take your time.
Pitching. I'm one shot.
A brand new family-friendly emergency room is now open and will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now serving Northwest communities. ER at Sky Canyon, open now.
Money coming.
Yo, weak and hill.
Water stairs. I'm telling kitchen.
Water stairs and weekend hill.
I'm watching water
Kitchen,
steps.
Cammy, one shot.
Your water steps.
Absolutely.
Water
Make
steps
sure we
is
get
not
ring here.
peeking.
Yeah, we should go here. Everyone just play now.
Cammy, one shot. Yeah, weak kitchen. One is still water steps.
push up
and
one.
one's
Water
old.
steps, yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay hit old.
Well, before the Listen-In, they were up 90. You saw them flying and frying. During the course of that, the struggle started to set in a little bit. Ultra have massively chipped away at this lead. They're bringing it close to a tie game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of chances where they could have had a break at basketball. And basketball is just tough, right? That's that money hill. But then this rotation over to the final hill of this rotation, Ultra do a really good job. I think you had Insight on a 5-3. Now you have Bance on a 5-3. But you heard there towards the end of the Listen-In, Shotzzy, hey, there's 30 seconds left. Let's just get set up for old. Let's make sure we're in a good position to win this rotation. They've done that so far. But Bance, he's going to earn a streak, and that's going to be the artillery called in right away.
Well, you know what moves your good position around? A missile from the sky typically does a good job of that. Now let's see if they can regain. After having to move out of their spots, some lovely jump shots there from Krim. That doesn't look like fun to deal with. Krim going back a decade, looking like Zelium as he gets the kill.